Hello, everyone. Good evening. So my background's a little different today. My partner has someone visiting and they're watching football. And so I wanted to go someplace quiet, although there's music in the background. But this is just a space in my building where you can actually record and do stuff. It's actually a pretty cool room. Show you. So it's called the Jam Room. So there's drum set, and these are instruments that people can use to record. They have all sorts of stuff here. And then this is a table for people who vlog or who are on YouTube. And there's also a little space over here, which is cool. Right, so I'm here using this space. So hopefully someone won't walk in while I'm recording. But yeah, welcome, Christy. My name is Christy. I'm the owner of Sage House Apothecary. And this channel is an extension of Sage House. But I do want to share, and I think I shared it in my other video. I'm going to read it again because I do not have it memorized. I just updated what Sage House is or what I'm envisioning it to be. So Sage House Apothecary offers a range of handmade Reiki-charged herbal products designed to promote self-care and intentional living. Our services focus on nurturing both mind and body using natural ingredients and holistic practices to enhance your well-being. At Sage House Apothecary, we believe in wellness with intention, infusing every product with positive energy to support your journey toward a balanced and healthy lifestyle. Ta-da! What do you think? Anyway, I almost didn't record, but I have been committed to doing this all in thing. And all in, I don't even know what to call it now because it's morphed into something even more spectacular. But so I decided to make time to record. So I'm recording now. I've been trying, it's been best for me to record on Saturdays. Like when my partner's out of the house, he has clients that he's meeting with. So it's better for me to record during that block of time. But we didn't have that block of time this Saturday because we attended a funeral. Um, my condolences to that family. I'm not going to say it, but my energy is going out to them right now for their loss. But so yeah, today I'm not really sure what to talk about, but I actually do know what I'm going to talk about. So um, just going with the flow is what I kind of want this channel to be. And there might be some videos where it's more business talk, which doesn't say a whole bunch. Or there might be a video where I'm talking about spirituality, or there might be a video where I'm educating and showing something about, working with herbs. I'm going to do an herbal video too. That's another thing I want to do, like the energetics of herbs, and also sharing the medicinal definitions, like the basic medicinal definition, so that people who are new to herbs can learn what these words mean so that when they see them or if they're looking for herbs for themselves, they can research and say, okay, I'm looking for um, an amenagog. That's an herb that I need to help start my cycle or to, balance out your menstrual cycle. So you can start looking at those type of herbs. So it's really helpful to know because sometimes um, especially if you go into stores and you're buying products, they may just say, the medicinal properties. So anyway, but yeah, I think I want to talk about business today. Starting this business, it is definitely more than a notion. And I know that owning a business, and again, I'm not even doing this full time. I'm doing this part time while I'm juggling a full-time job. And even still, it's a lot. It's a lot to learn in a very short period of time. I feel like no matter how much time you try to prepare and educate and attend workshops and learn, there are going to be some areas where you're just going to hit a bump and you're going to have to learn on the spot. And I knew that that was a possibility. Actually, I knew that that would happen, having your own business or having my own business. But there's also aspects of the business that I just don't really care about. And I have a challenge being motivated, taking care of those things. And so those are the type of tasks where I would want to delegate to someone or hire someone or have my child or someone, help in that area that I don't want to do and just pay them. But I'm not there yet. I'm not making the money yet. So I'm not in the position where I can delegate. So I'm left to suffering, which is what I feel sometimes. But I also said this evening I'm going to make time to tackle some of that work. And so since I'm saying it here, I'm going to be accountable. But I just don't want to be bothered with it. I love to create though. That's the thing about business that I love, like the ideas. If I have the time, oh my gosh, if I have the time to focus on this business and really invest like my ideas in my mind, and who knows what would happen. But that's the part that I love, the creativity part, the creative part of the business. I love, I mean, my reels aren't like spectacular by any stretch of the imagination. Like I barely use edits. I just don't have time for that. But I do enjoy making the content. So I don't know if it's good or not, but I do enjoy making the content, which I think helps a lot. Instead of, because there was a period of time where when I was blogging, I felt obligated to post certain content because I knew that it would get certain views. And so I would focus on that for the views. But then I just got to a point where I was so unhappy. And I'm just like, I felt like I was more, like there was just more to, because I used to do like fashion content, and then I moved from fashion to lifestyle. And I still love a good outfit, but now what I wear is not a priority. I'll just pick out whatever's clean. Like that's where I am right now. And I'm okay with that. Um, but there was a point where I'm like, I'm not leaving the house unless my outfit is a particular way. And I guess I can still be like that, but I don't really stress like I used to. Um, but no, like running a business, like if I have the time, who knows where things could be. Um, but yeah, I don't know that you can ever be fully prepared for owning your business. And I am in so much awe of people who have started their business from nothing and who now have a storefront. Like my line sister, I mean, I adore her. And I think about like, how did you get there? Like, how did you do that? That's the piece that you know, which also has brought me into um, a path of understanding of worthiness too, um, which is an interesting lesson. I guess here I'm kind of talking about spirituality type stuff, but um, worthiness is huge. And if you don't feel worthy of receiving or having access to certain things, or even just desiring it, then you're never going to have it. And that's something that I've learned. And it doesn't matter like how well you manifest, doesn't matter how well you pray, or who you have on the direct line, that doesn't matter. But what truly matters is whether or not you feel worthy of receiving that thing. So that was a big lesson for me in this business, because I do, like, I'm coming across some blocks. Like, why am I doing that? For instance, why do I procrastinate on the things that I really don't feel like doing, that don't excite me as it relates to this business? Because right now I'm not in a position where I can hire someone to do it for me. So I have to figure it out. So anyway, so that's an aspect of business ownership. There's a lot of red tape, I feel like, for me. I just, the business end, I feel like I haven't been able to navigate it well, like going online, and accessing the tax forms. Like, I don't even know how I found out that I'm supposed to be submitting my taxes every month. Some people, like my sister in her business, she doesn't have to file until she's on a yearly basis. And so that has been a challenge for me. Um, and even figuring that out, because I didn't know until I started getting mail. Like, what are you talking about? So there is going to be a shift in my prices because I really have to make sure that I'm incorporating that, the taxes and all of my purchases, which I really haven't been. Um, yes, I have disregard that previous portion. I have been on my taxes. Anyway, what else? Oh, like looking for wholesalers. I so initially I was with um Hello, is that I think that's the organization or the yeah, I think that's the business. But they've closed and morphed into something else. And so another wholesaler is Fair. I hope it's okay that I'm using these names. And there are some other ones, but in terms of like ones that I trust, with Fair, I end up going down this rabbit hole. Like, I go in and they're asking for certain information. I'm like, well, I don't have that information. Where do I go to find that information or even get it like for myself, for my business? And I go online and I'm looking it up, and then there's a form, and then I have to fill out the form. And then as I'm filling up the form, there's something that I don't have. Then I look that up. I'm like, okay, how do I get this? And then it turns into this whole ladder of chaos. Like, so then I just stop. Um, it gets overwhelming. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I've had that issue like finding wholesalers that I really, really trust. And this other place that I mentioned that closed, I think it's Hello. No, Abound. They closed, or now there's something else. I really like them. And it was easy, it was user friendly, it wasn't, taking me down this rabbit hole, which is what I feel like Fair is doing. But it's fair. See what I did there? I get it. Um, what else business? Suppliers, like for your supplies, thinking down to the containers or the bottles that you have for your products. Like, what am I gonna put this candle in? What it's gonna look like? Is it gonna be clear glass? Is it gonna be stained glass? Is it gonna be colored glass? Is it gonna be frosted glass? I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra, so I when it gets to that, I can get stuck like having to make a decision. Like, are you kidding me? But I also think that being in this business, which I say that with very little authority because it's at this point, Sage House is just Sage House. But um, yeah, anyway, I love the creative piece. I love the creative piece of being a business owner. Someone just sent me a message. Um, but yeah, what else? Yeah, the bottles. And for that stuff, I just go on Amazon, although there is one supplier that I go directly for certain jars, but you just have to figure out what works for you. It took me some time, and then I found some places for my supplies. Some stuff I get on Amazon, some stuff I get from other parties, but I also didn't mind that. That was kind of a creative piece for me. So I enjoyed that. What else? Supplies, wholesalers, the art piece. I really enjoyed the art piece. So for my logo, I found a woman on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. I can look her up and I'll share her information with you here. Um, but I told her like I kind of knew what I wanted, and I gave her a mock-up of what I put together, and she came back and created. something that was spectacular. It's what we have now. Okay, I can't find it right now. Um, but no, she was amazing. Actually, I think this is her right here. Yeah, this is for something else. I'm sorry. Um, but no, so I found her, I believe I found her on Instagram, and here it is. Yeah, I found her on Instagram and gave her the picture of what I was looking for, what I wanted. I said I want it to be this. So my logo, if you, I pulled up our email exchange. This is from 2021. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. So the logo, I wanted it to show like herbs and then like the smoke. Since I'm an herbalist, and this is the smoke is also supposed to represent the cleansing component of spirituality, because I also incorporate spirituality in my work. So I told her what I was looking for, and I told her the colors. They're similar to, they're off of my sorority. I'm not gonna say that online. Um, so it's just like it's it's a an ode to the sorority. It's not in the exact colors, but it's definitely along the family. But so her name is Isla Creative Studio. It's Isla Creative Studio at gmail.com. I can make sure to put in the box afterwards, so that you all have it. But she was very professional, very clear. I thought we were gonna meet, um, maybe online or something, and I don't think we did. I think everything was done over email. She also didn't charge a whole bunch. I don't know if her prices have changed now, but yeah, it's Isla, capital ILA Creative Studio LLC. That is her business. But I was very happy working with her. She was very professional. I don't know if I checked things in. I mean, if I had to check in with her, but she even gave me the color codes of the logos. She gave me like a concept document. Yes, these are some of the renderings you can see. Now this I think is so cool. Um, just seeing how things evolve over time. And again, this is concept that I had in my head, and I was able to manifest it into something that is like here. That's huge. And I was um actually this is the logo that I made to show her what I was looking for. Like this is like I wanted something like this. So she used that and ran with it. Anyway, but I really liked her. She was very professional, very timely. I don't think it took long for her to get the logo together for me. She gave me everything I needed. I saved it, and it's been great. What else? Um, ooh, labels. Labels is a thing. Labels, I'm not going to lie. Labels had me in a chokehold for some time, because I was just like, they make or break your brand. Um, and so I spent a lot of time looking for the right label, and I kind of felt like I had to put things on hold until I got the right labels, because the labels that I had previously were just handwritten, and they weren't, I mean, that doesn't look professional at all. Of course, it added a little character to it, but that's not the look that I was looking for. So I think I played around with some things on Canva. I couldn't come up with something that I really, really liked. So I ended up going to Zazzle. I learned about Zazzle in my crystal healing class, and ever since then, I've used Zazzle for a lot of things. I think Zazzle is who does my business cards and my little thank you cards. I believe that's Zazzle. And my labels are from Zazzle. So there's an artist. I don't even know how I found this section, but there are these artists that you can connect to, and they have templates that you can modify and customize. And I found this particular artist. I think she's in Korea. I don't remember. Um, but she has these labels because I wanted the botanica, herbal, earthy feel to it. And of course, green is kind of it's it is the color of Sage House. I mean, it's green and something else, but green is kind of just like the color that I've adopted to represent Sage House. Wellness, heart chakra. Um, but yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, but yeah, so green is the color that I'll wear a lot. Um, but yeah, the designer labels, that's what I was talking about, the labels, the herbal kind of feel for it. And those are the labels that I absolutely love. And so those are labels that are on all of my products now. And I often think, okay, what would happen if something happened to this woman and I didn't have access to her art? So I think she does have an option where you can download her templates and customize them. You just have to pay for it. And I think I'm gonna say I paid for some. I need to go and check, but yeah. And then I have some friends that are like, why don't you just print your own labels? And then I have to think about ink because I'm already printing a lot. So that's a lot of stuff to consider. And I am um I'm financing all of this right now. So it's more than a notion. So if you all know of any grants or any opportunities, please let me know. And then that's another thing too. Like I have people sending me stuff about grants, then I end up going down another rabbit hole. So they'll ask about if maybe if I have like a some sort of food or something license, then I look and start looking to see, okay, so how do I get this license? Then I end up on someone's website where it's like I don't even know how I ended up here. Anyway, so it can be a lot. It can be overwhelming, but I will say it's worth it, especially once you start getting out there. And I'm being real. This is not to discourage anyone by any means. I'm just keeping it real because there are a lot of entrepreneurs who make it look easy. You don't see the late nights, you don't see the tears. There have been times where I'm just like, I give this up because it's just not, but there's something that just keeps pulling me. So I'm just listening and doing the best that I can. But yeah, a lot of people don't see the other side to it, especially vendor events. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And, many entrepreneurs are looking for time freedom. Eventually it can and will build to that. But in the beginning, it's very little of that, very little. So there's just sacrifices that you make. And you have to be willing to commit. That's another thing too, like your mindset. You have to have a very strong mind. Um, because also your business isn't going to be for everyone. You're not going to attract everybody. Um, especially if your product's not mainstream. My product's not mainstream. I mean, I guess it could be. Um, but there is a certain audience that I want my products to focus on, which I feel like I'm getting more clear on now, which is very interesting. I feel like I'm always learning, um, especially around business. It's no joke. There's a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn. So you also have to be open and willing to learn. Um, and this is another one, costly mistakes. You're gonna have I remember I ordered, and I think I might have said this before in one of my previous videos, but when I first started, I invested a lot of money and I got everything that I thought people would like, everything. And there was a lot of stuff like the 500 incense stick holders that I accidentally purchased because I didn't understand like quantity. the wholesaler, I don't know. I got confused with something or I wasn't paying attention. So I ended up with like 500 incense holder sticks that I'm still trying to get rid of. Oh, I gave some away, but it just they seem to just not putting a dent in it. Anyway, but you're going to F up. I'm not gonna curse just yet, but you are gonna mess up and you're gonna have some costly mistakes. And so that was a costly mistake too, was just thinking, okay, I'm just gonna get everything that I know that people want. But I think in the beginning it was just very overwhelming. So I shouldn't have done that because I mean I still have product that I'm selling or getting rid of, like my selenite bowls, which I think are so amazing. My selenite charging bowls, for whatever reason, those things are not selling. And I love mine. I absolutely love my bowl. Like I keep stuff in it all the time. I put my crystals in there, I put my jewelry in there sometimes. I love my bowl. And it's a good weight. Oh, I like it. But again, I'm also realizing that too, like just because you like it does not mean that your audience or your customers are gonna like it. So that's been a lesson too that I've been learning. It is definitely, it is a lesson upon lesson upon lesson as an entrepreneur. And then just really making sure that you are paying attention so that you're not making the same mistakes. And I think that's something I'm learning too, because I can be very type A, but then there are some times where I'm just like moving and not even paying attention, or I'm just flowing and I'm not paying attention to details. And or I might see it and I might forget. So, but yeah, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to everything that is happening so that you understand. Like I kind of know that there are certain periods of the year where sales are going to be slow. Um, and I've just come to recognize that. And yeah, I'm constantly learning, and it's okay. So you have to be open to learning as an entrepreneur, open to making mistakes, even the costly ones. And mistakes don't, it's not like the end of the world. I mean, sometimes it can be, of course, but most mistakes are not end of the world. They can be repaired. And being humble too. Oof, my goodness. It's a very humbling experience being an entrepreneur. It's very humbling because you also think too, oh, I'm gonna start this business and it's such a great idea. I would do this. I would get that. I would support this business. And you think everybody's on board like that, and then it's crickets. Then what? You bought all your supplies. You got your logo. You got everything ready to go. Then what? Ooh, another thing that I learned too is, and this is why I mean, I do try to have product on stock, but not a lot of it because there was a time where I made a lot of product and it just sat. It just sat. And I'm very picky. I'm one of those people. I like my stuff fresh. I like it, I like it to be fresh. And um, so when customers order from me, I make it to there for them. So um, that's one of the things that's unique about Sage House. But no, I make it to order so that I don't have a lot of stuff on the shelf and then it goes bad because that was a costly lesson. So being humble and realizing that everything is not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to just go like it's not going to skyrocket right away. You're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. But as long as you stick with it and you're consistent, that's the piece that where people start to see success when they get past the bumps and the bruises and um, when you have that consistency and you continue to show up for yourself, doors open. And those are the people who you see are successful entrepreneurs now. And I'm like, how do you do it? Like there was a woman that I know, she started off with like a stand and she would do vendor events, and now she has a store out in like the burbs. And I asked her, I'm like, how did you do that? You know, like I'm seriously, I'm asking for me, how did you get there? How did you get there? Like that's the piece that I'm so interested in, because I don't see that path right now. It's the path that I want, but I need help. And I'm also getting to the point too where I'm realizing I need help because I don't know everything. And, me just learning on the job, costly lessons. Yeah. So I was like, that's not smart. So I am changing things up. I'm doing things different. Remember, if you want a different outcome, you have to change the input. You can't continue feeding yourself BS and expecting roses to come out of it. So you gotta change things up. So instead of feeding it BS, I'm feeding it like that's what this go all in September is gonna be. But I also mentioned the group is changing. The group is not it's not just an accountability group. I'm still trying to figure out the name of what this group is going to be. I'm very connected to the name if you all don't realize that. Um, but yeah, I think that is the end of this video. I'm just sharing my experience with starting a business. Oh, also, make sure that you have an attorney that you can go to. So there's an attorney that I work with that does like my annual report every year, and he's the one that got me filed, got my LLC. Um, look for those type of attorneys that can help you with that. Um, I've been looking into trademarking or copywriting, but I don't know if I have to see the difference. Yeah, or registered trademark, whatever. I have to look it up. I started looking into it, but I don't know if it's something that's worth me doing just yet. I'm not sure. But so yeah, make sure you have an attorney when you file the paperwork, and be ready for that fee, because that was also a fee that I was not ready for. I was like, oh, okay, it's time for me to pay this. Okay. So make sure that you have an attorney that is flexible with the payment too, or like gives you enough time to pay them. But that fee is, what is that fee? It's like $375, I think it is. Yeah, $375 annually. So, and again, like I'm just moving. I'm not always thinking ahead. Which is why I need to start these business classes. You see? So, that's something that I could be putting away out of every sale, like a little bit out of every sale, so that at the end of the year or when it's time for me to renew, um, money's there. And I'm not like, oh, I got to take it out of my pocket. Yeah, that's the stuff that I have not had time to like put in place, like that type of system or structure. It's time. It's time. So yeah, this is the end of my video. Thank you for tuning in, listening. Add a comment. Be sure to subscribe to. Again, I'm growing this channel at 50. I believe I can go live, and I think I'll do a sound bath. That was my stomach growling. I think I'll do a live sound bath. I don't know, you all tell me. But yes, please subscribe. Ask me any questions. What would you like for me to talk about? This background, I know it's not fun, but it is what it is for today. I will be back in my office, but I am making sure that I am being consistent in doing what I said I was going to do. So, hi everybody.